Okay, so the first thing when working with 3 points perspective is you have to have your 3 points. So to lay those out, I'm going to start. So this paper is 12, so usually a good starting point for this worm's eye view is just putting one of your dots dead center at the top. And then you can decide how much of a distortion you want to have. So the lower these dots are, the harsher those angles are going to be. So it'll appear like the worm is even smaller looking up. So for this treehouse, usually a good measurement is about 7. I'm going to measure up the sides 7 inches. Put my dots there. So you can put them wherever you want, but everything is going to be housed sort of within this realm of areas where these points can lead to. So the first way to start the treehouse is just by getting your first angle. So a lot of times I'll go straight on, but I'm going to give this a little bit of a curve, so as long as it's touching that point. And then I'm going to have the wall roughly be somewhere around there. And with 3-point perspective, everything is going to one of these 3 spots. So now that I have my first line, I'm going to connect the 2 sides. I'm using my other vanishing point. Notice I'm drawing sort of light because I know I'm going to be getting rid of some of this. And then to close off the sides, you have to go back to your original point. And because I know I'm just going to erase that anyways, I'm not going to spend tons of time getting all of that done. I'm going to close it out. So to complete the bottom, so this is worm's eye view, so we're going to be seeing the bottom here. We're now going to crisscross. So if you watched our 2-point perspective video, this is your crisscross applesauce. I'm going to crisscross to the other point. And then all we have to do after that is erase these converging lines or orthogonal lines. Erasing them out. And now we have our 3D object that looks like we're sitting below, looking up at it. So now let's add some detail and start to bring this thing to life. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a window and a door. So let's put window on this side. So I just start by lightly drawing lines using vanishing point. I'm going to close off the top, close off the bottom. I'll just go over this so you can see it a little better on the film. That's how you put a window in. And the idea with the door is almost identical. I'm going to start by working your way down. Let's put a door and a window here. Right, so I'm going to add in a window right next to it. I failed to say it on this one. If you're working on this side, that's the vanishing point you use. If you're working on this side, that's the vanishing point you use. So it always goes away from that original line. Let's keep the window, make the window a little higher up. And then it's just all about erasing a little extra. So everything on this side going away to that vanishing point, everything on this side going away to that vanishing point. And I don't want this to go directly onto the edge, so it looks like there's a floor in there as well. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. Alright, so because this is a tree house, we want the tree, which we're going to draw later, to come through the floor. So I need to be able to close that off. So to close that off, I'm just going to start by using my 2 vanishing points. And I'm extending this all the way to each edge just so you can see what's happening here. But what that did is it created one giant hole in there. So the part I'm keeping is the center part, which will then look like a hole that's been cut out that the tree can grow in. Actually, I'm going to make this a little smaller. So this is where that tree will be drawn in. So there's the basics of the first building. That's really all there is to it. Now we're going to repeat some of these same ideas. So if I wanted to have another level, another area, let's say I want to have an area that's popping up behind it. I'm going to start the same way, just like we did with our other ones. This side goes to this vanishing point. This side goes to this vanishing point. depending where I close these off. So let's close it off. Right there. Close this off up here. And then we have to crisscross. So for this, the only one you're going to have to crisscross is this one. Because our other side we can't really see. So it would end somewhere roughly around there. You can see it's all going to be closed up behind that. So there is another piece behind it. Now I'm going to do another one up here. Let's start by drawing that line. So again, after the first line, everything comes down. Down. We'll close it off. I think this one come down a lot further. And we'll have that one just disappear in the back. So I'm just going to accentuate this line. And to close it off, we go here. And you just have to crisscross. And erase all the extra. So it does get a little confusing the further up you go on this. So on the example that I showed in the beginning of the video, I didn't really push it as far, but I had to understand each of the properties of this, so I'm making it go a little more than I normally would. This one's got a long window. We'll add a window here. So if I'm doing a window on the inside, I'll start the same way using that vanishing point because it's on this side versus that side. So this side it has to come to this vanishing point. And anytime you hit another building or another part, you stop. Stop. Let's make this a little darker. See it? You can see all these buildings starting to form up together to create varying houses in there. So we're going to use trees to hold this thing together after we put in our ladder. So to do the ladder, I'm going to switch to a bigger ruler. And the ladder is going to start this door and work its way down. We want it to be 3D, so I'm just going to make it a little thicker. Anything that's in between it, erase out because this is in the foreground. And then if you want it to be even more 3D, I can take, well, let's do this first. Let's close it off. So using this line, this is where this would end, where this would end. You can see that's an extreme angle. So it's this side, this point. So it's going from there all the way to there. So this is going to keep it in check. And I'm going to go to the opposite. I'm going to drag this down. This up. I can make it look like it's 3D. This is a harder concept to get, creating all these lines, but once you learn the rules of always working to that point, it starts to work out pretty good. And as I go, I usually erase out some stuff. Some of the things I'll erase out at the end. Now let's put the rungs into it. You can see the angles are slowly going to change because everything has to go to that point. So it started going in one direction and now it's flipped to the opposite side. And I'm going to make them a little bigger as I go too because it's getting closer to that worm's eye view. And then make them larger as you go down. And I also had them cut a little bit so it looks like they've been screwed into there. I can bring this up as well if I wanted to. So it looks like it's going into Alright, so by bringing them up, it looks like it's been hooked right onto there. That's adding a ladder. You can also do a ladder from the back. So let's say I wanted this to appear like this has a ladder as well. I can have it come down. It's from there. This one's further in the back. And roughly in the same spot. Alright, so now we have a ladder that looks like you could enter from either side. Oh, we'll put in a background here too. So I usually end up making the background right around where the two dots are. It's the horizon. Usually makes for a good ending point. Alright, so there's the majority of our perspective stuff. The rest is just basically freehand. So I'm going to put in where the tree would enter to the building around here. That's where the tree's going in. And then you'll have branches basically coming out through each of the windows. You have a branch through here too, and let's cut out a little area so it looks like this branch might be holding it up. So we've got branches going into area. I'll have some coming out of each of the windows as well as from behind. So it looks like these could be coming out of the backside windows. As you draw these in, part of the idea would to make this tree look full, like it's growing outward through. And as you go in the front too. That's actually going to go right over what we just drew. That's bad placement. Let's move it up a little bit. So a lot about this is just going to be your personal preference on where you want it all to be. But look how realistic that looks when you get the tree in there, like it's been growing out in the area. So that's more or less it. If you wanted to add more detail using those perspective lines, so let's say we wanted to do something like this was put together by boards. That's as simple as just taking the ruler and starting to add in all the boards behind it. You can add more cutouts, you can add windows, you could grab add inverted areas. So if I start on that side, usually you want to mimic it over here. Just going through and making it look like it's been pieced together, and then I typically would Sharpie this. So I'll show you that next once I'm done adding some detail in here. But that's pretty much all there is to it. If you want this to be visible on the inside as well, so right here is the roof, you can take your dots. So if this is where the end is, I can go dot to dot. And then where the window is, I'd be cutting that out. And same idea there where the window is. Cutting this out. What that does is it makes it look like you can see the top of the ceiling in there. So some people really like that effect. It's going from the top of there. Oh, that's pretty bad. Let me shake that up. Getting that line through. And this one, our branch covers that up, so you don't have to worry about it. So those would be the parts that you would actually see through, and then when you shade, this would be a darker color, a lighter color, depending on what you did the walls inside. But that's all there is to it, so I'm just going to continue on this, and then I'll take you to the Sharpie part next. Okay, so the next step is just going to be the Sharpieing. I don't have to do the full demo of this because it's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to start by just going over those initial lines first, using the dots, still lining everything back up and using my ruler. This is an ultra fine point Sharpie. What's nice about doing it is pencil first, just to make sure all those lines are accurate. You're obviously going to erase a lot. But this will help distract from all those eraser marks too. And now that you have your tree drawn in, you'll know sort of where to stop that Sharpie line in between the breaks there, so that you don't end up losing your tree. Alright, so there's that first initial building. I'm going to do the same thing to each, but you can see what a difference that Sharpie is going to make to the whole piece. So that's the next thing you're going to do. I'm not going to Sharpie the tree. That's going to end up being in a different medium. So for now, I'm just going to do all the architecture pieces done in perspective with the Sharpie. I'll show you the next step after that. Alright, the next step we're going to be doing is just filling in the tree. I'm going to put this on a time lapse. So I'm going to be going with the dark first, blending out from the outside to the inside, and overlapping it with the lighting colors so that you get rid of all the paper behind. So I'm going to put this on a faster speed so you don't have to watch the whole thing, but you'll see the areas I start with and as I work, which colors to put where. Alright, so the next step is you're going to have to start coloring. I've taken a selection of Prismacolors. I've got a set of green, so I'm doing 3 of them for the main building, and I'm using blue for the highlights. So I'm going to go through and alternate these colors, so I'll show you what that looks like after. Use medium pressure and then start to get a little darker for the texture inside of it. Alright, so as you can see, we went through, colored everything in. You can see the different variations in the wood paneling. It's really up to you whatever colors you want to do, but this is a fully rendered finished drawing. Good luck, make sure you subscribe and like the channel.